Back on here again today. Almost got my volume issues straightened out, which is cool. So I'm back on here today. I was just renting the Raven for about an hour and a half again. So I guess I'll get back to the conversational topic that I eventually came up with on my rent and rave for my hour and a half. So anyway, back out here today, this evening. It's a very beautiful evening, I must say. Yet again, this is to everybody out there that's listening right now. Thank you for watching my channel. Thank you. Apparently, there's nobody in here right now. There's no likes. There's no subscribers. There's no cash app. All those things are open. Nobody's chatting. All of those things are open. Feel free at any time to do any of those things if you feel it in your heart. So we're back today. Not doing any cooking today. I did, ain't cooked out, but I ain't gonna do no cooking program every day. Like some people. But it is what it is. So today is Wednesday, apparently, something like that, if I'm not mistaken, September 13th or 14th, one of those two. Right now, I'm not really at the calendar or clock or whatever the case may be, so I can't really exactly tell you. But it's one of the two, the 13th or the 14th on Wednesday, September 13th or 14th, one of the two. So, anyway, today is a good day. It's a beautiful day outside. And I guess we're going to be controversial today. I guess I will be the one to bring the controversy today. So the controversy today would be about the Indian moon landing. And India has finally successfully landed on the south side, south pole of the moon, drilling for ice and water. Um, I'm gonna talk about that just for a brief second or two. I ain't gonna say a brief second or two, for about a good maybe half an hour, or whatever the case may be, because this is a very important topic and issue at hand that a lot of people are not discussing at all anywhere on most of these platforms, and most people are left in the dark about it. Most people want to just sit back and wallow in whatever today or tomorrow may bring. But if I told you that India has landed on the moon and they're trying to drill for ice and water, what would you say? What would you think? What would you think about that? Is that something that's interesting to you? Do you know the ramifications of that? Do you know the outcome of that? Has anyone showed you any of the future plans that these people may be dabbing into for whatever reason? But anyway, we're going to talk about it today. The Indian moon landing and the potential of a catastrophe at hand, and we all are here now, are able to witness and possibly prevent any kind of such catastrophe from ever happening. So the apparently what's going on is, like I say, these most of these things are just really opinions of people who think the world may be going in a certain direction, and some people just look at all the possibilities of certain scenarios. So if I land on the moon and I drill for ice or water, whatever the case may be, what are all of the scenarios, the possibilities of that outcome? Bringing back uh, ice and water to my community, for what reason, what purpose, and what they're using it for, and those types of things, and things like that, and then the possible contamination of the moon water and the possible disruption of agriculture around the world. So we're going to talk about that today. Um, and India has now landed on the moon, and maybe they have possibly started some pre uh, Antarctic uh, de-icing of bringing back uh, old plant material from way back when, and going back and trying to infiltrate that and bring and eventually contaminate it, and probably find out what was the source of the contamination on Antarctica to make it to be the place that it is today. So anyway, but those are all opinions, and those are all possible outcomes of just a moon landing and drilling for ice and water on the backside of the moon, where most of your crops and agricultural goods come from. So if there's a disruption in any type of agricultural endeavors, good or bad. Uh, is the Indian moon landing has any bearing on those things? Or has mankind reached a proportional thirst that they have to go extract ice from the moon? If if humanity has some kind of way artificially induced this thirst for them to go get this ice from the moon, what does that say about our society? What does that say about us? And what does that say about the future of bottled water and the price of bottled water in the future? A lot of people don't want to talk about these things because these things are scary to certain people. But you should not fear anything. There should nothing should I mean, there's nothing really, 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 really scary in the world like that. You know what I mean? Once you realize that all things are possible and your mind is open to all things, and the motto of the world today is that you can be anything that you want, there's nothing much out there that you should really fear. You, of course, it's not that I'm fearing that I don't want to be those things or whatever the case may be, then don't be those things. You don't have to have fear just because you don't want to be something. Just don't be it. Just don't act on it. Just don't live out those desires and those actions, and you'll be fine. Live the life that you want to live, and go on about your business. But today we're going to talk about the moon landing, the Indian moon landing, and the possibilities of future water contamination by the which will be kind of like blamed on the Indian government after um, this big Wuhan pandemic, which was blamed on China, and now the water contamination will possibly be blamed on India. So now this water contamination uh, problem proposed, somebody had drafted a plan to saying that if certain things happen and certain things go certain ways, then certain probabilities would happen. So one of the probabilities would be that man would contaminate its drinking water from the source, from the backside of the moon. So if a possibility of the Indian government, of the Indian people drilling on the underside of the moon in icy areas where ice and water is, where our agricultural goods come from, what does that say about human society and the fact that people don't care anymore? Where is this undeniable thirst coming from? You know, what is really going on in these other countries? Now, I had a deep conversation and discussion about these mirror, sun, tree people in certain parts of the world where where the temperature is really hot, like 130 degrees, and citrus trees are just being just melting into wax into the ground. Like YouTube has pictures of it. YouTube can take you to those places, to those points to where where it's so hot that all the trees are just melting. They're just melting and melting. And most of these hot places where these things are happening are over in that area of the world where these people are going to drill on the backside of the moon for water. So if those people are over there drilling for the backside of the moon or the water, and they have a serious problem on their hands, what can the international community do about these things? What can people do about these things? Why are these people allowed to um, to melt citrus trees down to wax and melt trees and things like that? Why are these things still taking place? Why are we slowly letting society just run amok? What is really going on in this world? We'd rather sit here and listen to and watch people fight, argue, and bicker about a cat, a dog, and a chicken. You know, and but on the other hand, nobody's interested in how a lot of these F-stand countries are melting citrus trees into wax, into the ground, and making the earth hotter and hotter and hotter, following some supposed idea from the great washing of the Egyptians. These are all opinions of what people opinionize that what happened to the world a long time ago while we're in the position that we're in now of the Saharan desert, and the reason that they need to go drill on the backside of the moon to get ice and water is because of the great washing that was going on back in ancient Egypt before the Saharan desert disappeared with a nuclear bomb, before they destroyed it all with mirrors and the sun, and focusing it on citrus trees and burning them to the ground, and moving on and leaving that part of the world just out there barren and open. And now these people in these other countries, in these F-stand countries, in these Arab countries, going over into India, the heat has become so intolerable to them that they got to have water. Because when you look at, because a lot of people in this country, like I was just saying, we are desensitized to the state of humanity in the world today, because we live in a country where there's only maybe 350 million people at the most. But when you're in those places where you have tens of millions of people, hundreds of millions of people piled on top of each other, stacked up on one another in all this tremendous heat, you have hundreds of millions of people, more than the entire population of the continent of America, that live in over 120 degrees every day. And we are so naive and so gullible that we pass a blind eye to these people every day. We act like it don't exist. We act like we don't see it. And these people are slowly taking our oxygen away from us by their mass population and their mass destruction of citrus trees, and they're just sitting up there and drilling from the backside of the moon. What are they doing? What are these people thinking about? And everybody's sitting up here running around talking about China and Russia and Ukraine and all of this. And no, all of that's a deflection of India and all those F-stand countries and all that heat and all them hundreds of millions of people sitting over there suffering, trying to get some moon water, some ice from the moon. For what? You can't get yourself together? I mean, really, all those people over there, you got over 3 billion people on the continent of Asia. You got over 4, really about 5 billion people over there, and y'all can't come together? Y'all can't get this together? I'm not understanding. All of these hundreds of millions of people, waste byproduct. I'm sorry that I have to look at you like that. You're nothing but a waste byproduct. If you're over in these places where these trees are being melted into being sulfuric ground, you know, to cover the stench. And they say that even the sulfuric ground has a stench. They say hell has a stench like none other. And the reason why they say that is because it's true. Hell has a stench like none other. And we sit here on a daily basis and act like it don't exist. They have now went up there and now they're drilling on the backside of the moon, bringing back ice to the earth, interrupting and disrupting our agricultural products. I don't care if you don't even like fruits and vegetables. You like you like cows, you like pigs, you like chickens. Okay, they gotta eat. What they go eat? You go. So what we gonna do now? We gonna feed our contaminated agriculture to the swine, to the meat, and we just go there and go there. Because I mean, I guess I'm going to have to be the only one to speak up about this, because I don't see anybody else really talking about it. Mainstream media. They're all caught up on some some dude at Rice Street, some white dude in black jail. Ain't nobody really talking about India and they drilling for ice and water. and trying to contaminate the world's agricultural food source. Nobody's talking about that. It's just, oh, whatever, however, whatever. Trump is in trouble. Trump, 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 Trump. You need to go talk about these Indian people. NASA, y'all need to get it together. Some of these people, some of SpaceX, Elon Musk, I heard they about to drag him into court. Secret sources say Elon Musk is about to maybe end up it's whatever just another one of them places like Rice Street. Elon Musk apparently is supposed to be on his way to one of them places. Why are these people going to these places? Why are they sending these Donald Trump to Rice Street? And why is Elon Musk on the back burner of going to one of these other dilapidated jails in a major city? What's going on? And India is on the backside of the moon drilling for ice. And nobody's talking about the possible contamination that's coming up. Only one person I know is talking about that. Only one person I know is talking about that. And we had me and that person, and apparently that person was very serious about that conversation. And that person was very serious about that conversation, so serious to the fact that it was true. So flip the roles how you want to flip a switch it, whatever you want to, how you want to call it or say it, whatever the case may be. The case of the matter still remains true, and regardless of that, it still remains true. So there's only one person talking about this, and I don't think that person gets really any traction because a lot of people don't take these things seriously, you know, because they say in the year 2070 there's a movie about some year 2075, and in the year 2070 the world is hit by a worldwide drought and a water contamination. And India has landed on the backside of the moon drilling for ice. Messing, and that's 50 years from now. 2070 is 50 years from now. So, are we going to sit back and listen to gossip about who just went to jail for whatever reason? Okay. Those things in society and culture has to stop being the norm. We have to stop normalizing that kind of stuff. We really do. All this bad behavior, this, that, the other, yeah, yeah, yeah. People rather sit up there and watch that. They say, well, life is boring without entertainment. If I don't have no entertainment, my life is boring. My life ain't boring, and I don't entertain that garbage, that trash. I don't entertain none of that. My life ain't boring. I ain't worried about that. Who had Rice Street for what? Okay, I don't have time for that. Now I understand those people that work in that industry and work in that field and doing their job, then they're doing their job. But like I say, you know, I would rather have a field day than have to damn work any damn day of the week, to tell you the truth. Okay? If I have a field day instead of working every damn day, I damn sure would take that. But it is what it is. So anyway, India now is on the backside of the moon, doing only God knows what. Supposedly, trying to make, who is that? Their goddess Shiva, the eight-handed, the eight-armed deity. These people are ridiculously crazy and lunatics, and they're out of their mind. If people don't sit up here and wake up and realize what's going on in this world, and these lunatics out here trying to worship a Shiva, okay, that the moon turned into a eight-armed god, well, they're up there drilling for ice on the backside of the moon, about ready to contaminate some agriculture and ready to eat the moon. And China and all the rest of them is right up there with them. and all of their technology and all of that stuff. And you know they love graphic design. Now, who don't like graphic design more than China? And I can go graphically. Who who do you know on this earth that sit up here and waste their time and graft all these trees and make all these images on these trees? And you think they're not finna sit up here and sit up there and try to carve their image into the moon? The Chinese, with the help of the Indians. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to inject that Shiva god with the Chinese face moon. This is the year 2023 going into 2024 for most of y'all, and for some of y'all, this is the year 2024 going into 2025, and for some of y'all, this is the year 2019 going into the year 2020, and so for some of y'all, this is the year 5976, and for some of y'all, this is the year 8390. So whoever is on whatever map that you calendar that you're using, whatever the case may be, it is what it is. It is what it is today, and today is the day. You have to realize, wake up and realize what's going on in this world. They are trying. The Chinese is trying to carve. You know what? I'm on here. Okay, you don't know me. You don't know anything about me. You don't know. You don't know nothing about me. Okay, and one thing that I can represent, which I do not represent, which I can speak about. The only reason why I can speak about it because I know it exists and I've been there and I saw it, which is Stone Mountain. Stone Mountain is one of the largest carvings on the planet Earth, and now the Chinese wants to go up and carve on the moon and put their imprint on the moon, and we're gonna just sit back and let them do it. We're gonna sit the 19. There's 19. There's 19 states that are in the back pocket with India and China, and you better believe it. There are 19 states that are in the back pocket with India and China, and you better believe it. And that's what's going on. And they ain't gonna tell you, but that's what it is. There's 19 states that are in the back seat with them two people. And believe it or not, look at them. Look at them two people. You can sit up there and look at Mount Rushmore all you want to. You can look at Stone Mountain all you want to, or you can look at the Chinese sit up there with the Indians carve another carving on the moon. Okay, or you can sit here and just look at dummies on YouTube. Everybody ain't a dummy, but you can sit up here and look at dummies on YouTube if you want to. You can live your life as a dummy if you want to, and be swept away by all this so-called climate change and all of this other stuff that they got going on. Don't nobody care. What's this? What? That's going on? What? Really? Who cares? Most people over here don't even care. All they care about is can I get a piece of ham on the table? And I killed that Friday. Ooh, I had me two big old pieces of ham. I had what Thursday and Friday. You know the ham steaks. I ate both of them. I ate the whole thing by itself. Well, I had a couple. I had two pieces of bread with two huge ham steaks all together. But I fried the ham so good. It was good, crispy. I like buying good and crispy where I could just eat it too, and they gotta have no bread and nothing like that. It was good. But anyway, yeah. But these folks up here, days up here, so they want to run it however they want to run it. So you see what's going on in the world. You see what's going on in the world. So you got one end that want to contaminate one way, you got the other end that want to contaminate the other way. Which way? Where you stand at? Are you in the middle? Are you in the middle? If not, ride it. We gonna all ride the boat, and everybody, as they say, take it to the stove. Take it to the stove. You go everything from now on from this point is taken to the store. And you better and everybody out there better believe it because right now, this day today, everybody's gonna be taking a side. And whatever side that you choose to walk on is gonna be the side that you're gonna continue to choose to walk on for the rest of your life. And that's just the way it's gonna be. and whatever side that you on is gonna be the side that you on, and that's just where it's gonna be. Because them Indian folk, they are, and them Chinese folk, they ready to go shave up the moon and and do away with us. So that's their plan. That's what they work for. They get up every morning and go to work for that. So people here in America, we got to get up every morning and go to work for something else. Okay, we can't get up in the morning over here and go to work for China and India to go shave and carve on the moon. Catch my drift, if you know what I mean. If you don't know what I mean, you'll find out. But yeah, so the thing is, today is the day. Today is the day, and it is what it is, whatever the case may be. You know, whatever it is, whatever the case may be. If you're a contaminant, you was a contaminant from the beginning, you'll be a contaminant to the end. And if you wasn't one, then you ain't one. And so whatever it is at that point. So if y'all team up together, however, whoever them 19 people is, and y'all team up together, then y'all team up together. All you 19 and you Indian and China folk, y'all going down that road. Go on down that road and go and live your life out the way that you see fit to live it. Because I guarantee you, I guarantee you, I guarantee you, ain't no major city in this country that ain't ran off Chinese food. I don't care what city you go to in this country, your city is ran off Chinese food. I ain't fine. You know what? Mm-mm. I'm not finna do it. You know what? Because then that's nothing. You know, China just drew a new map anyway. They just came out with a new map anyway, and China right now is on the move of taking territory. So, and they go get you with your credit card, with your wallet. So, keep going down there, and you want to be a Chinese citizen, and you want to be a Chinese America, a China America, go on down now. Keep on doing it. Take your butt down there. Go on down there and go on with them people. Go ahead. They don't mean you no good. All they want to do is to carve up the moon. So if you want to contribute to their moon carving, then go ahead, go right ahead. You want to be one of them deistic people. I got an image on the moon too. You know, I was a contributor or whatever. You know, they can see my shadow. Whatever. Go be a contributor. Go shadow whoever, and go do whatever you got to do, and go support them people, and go carve the moon. And that's what you do. They're already up there. They're at work right now. Today is whatever day it is, and the time is whatever time it is. So therefore, you need to get to it. So and it's about that time too. It's about 7, 8, 9 o'clock. It's around the world, around this country. It's about time to eat. Between 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Time to eat. Who you with? Who you with? Who you with? Right now, from this day on my channel, I'm gonna tell you, and I'm this may be the biggest controversial on YouTube ever, but from now on this channel, you'd never see no Chinese food cooked on my show. China would not come over here and say that they have any part of my anything of mine, and I am not putting no carving on the moon, and I'm not finna sit up here and support you carving the moon, nor any of you Indian people. So the biggest controversy ever is that one none of that be cooked on my channel no more. Not here. Now, y'all want it. Y'all other people, I don't care. Walk out. Close the door. Bye. You ain't got to support me. You ain't got to see me. You ain't got to talk to me. You ain't got to do none of that. You ain't got to be interested in what I'm eating. You got to be interested in what I'm cooking or what I'm hooking up in the garden. You ain't got to be worried about none of that. Bye. Bye. I ain't got time for you. And that's just the way it's going to be because I'm not supporting your carving on the moon. I'm not doing it. Me, myself, and I. I just tell you that today. I've been here for almost 30 minutes right now. There's nobody in here. There's no cash apps. There's no likes. There's no subscribers or anything like that. But and hopefully that this volume did pretty well through the most of this program. But I'm a kind of like end it right here because I don't want to get too much into this rant and rave. I'm going ahead and check this volume, but I can let you know that if you are a viewer of my channel and for future cooking sessions and shows and gardening tips and updates and things like that, as of this day, as whenever I post this and any postings after this, there would be no more Chinese cooking or there would be no more Indian cooking on my channel. I do not support uh, the carvingization of the moon, and I'm going to show my support through. I'm going to put my, as they say, my money where my mouth is, and that's going to be it. And that's going to be the end of the show today. And we will continue this show tomorrow. I may have some recipes for it in the morning again, like I had this morning and yesterday morning, and come on in with some more recipes, and come on in and live life and live it abundantly. And right now, I'm not a religious nut. I'm not an advocate of prayer, and I'm not an advocate of supplication. I am an advocate of doing and showing, and that's it. You live your life by what you see. So if you can manifest it and you can do it within yourself, then you should do it. And if you can't, then maybe you need some help and you can find that help and you can get the help or whatever the case may be, or leave those things totally alone and open up to God and be willing and be God willing and let God do the work. And if you cannot let God do the work, then go ahead and support the carvization of the moon, and go ahead and support India and China and all of their future programs and endeavors. So for right now, I have made my pledge, I have made my decision, and that's just the way it is for me and my household, your household. Just like somebody else say on this channel, what goes on over here goes on over here. What goes on over there, where you at, goes on there where you go at. But I ain't supporting no carvization of the moon. I don't want no more fried rice on my channel. I don't want no more braised chicken. I don't want no chow mein. I don't want no lo mein. I don't want no Mongolian beef. I don't want no. I don't want any of that. Okay, I'm just letting you know. Other people, you go support whatever you want to support. And if it crosses my table, it crosses my table. It is what it is on that side of the table. But as for me, I'm not supporting China and India and their colonization of the moon at all. Period. Hey, y'all have a good day.